Sicily, Italy's shimmering jewel, with its pristine beauty and rich historical heritage, has faced the furious wrath of nature as a tremendous storm swept the coastline. The people of Sicily and the authorities are bracing themselves against the devastating aftermath of the tempest, challenging the will and the regenerative power of the island.
No, vabbè. Amo, vai di là, chiudi. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Along the coastline, raging waves submerged streets, drowning hope, while inland also suffered landslides and fallen trees blocking passages. Inland areas were not spared from the landslides and fallen trees disrupting transport and causing power outages. Emergency services worked tirelessly to evacuate people trapped in flooded areas, provide medical assistance, and restore essential services. Local authorities appealed for solidarity and unity among the Sicilians as they faced this daunting challenge. The storm's impact was felt across the island from Palermo to the northwest in Catania in the east. People should be vigilant at all times and places to keep themselves as safe as possible when natural disasters strike. In the stillness of the night, howling winds and violent storms rose up together, turning the night of November 2nd to 3rd, 2023 into a chaotic symphony of nature. The dawning light reflected a waterlogged Marina di Pisa as seaside streets were submerged by enormous storm surges brought on by Hurricane Kirian. Italy was drowned in record rainfall, turning vast areas of Tuscany into an endless ocean where houses became isolated islands and cars were swallowed up. Liguria saw towering 6-meter waves on Thursday, like walls of water forcefully battering the coastline. Residents faced the rising waves with horror and astonishment, capturing footage of the roaring sea. Vernazza of Cinque Terre witnessed rolling waves crashing over the harbor, sweeping history into the flood. Further heavy rain is expected at times over already waterlogged land from the recent bad weather, so there's a risk of further serious hydrogeological damage. People must keep themselves in a state of heightened alert in the face of nature's unpredictable fury. In a sudden moment on a peaceful Sunday, October 29th, the skies over Guatang and the northwest suddenly turned angry, dropping hailstones like golf balls, heralding the start of the previously warned hailstorm. As the hailstones fell relentlessly, residents in Pretoria and Hartbeespoort hurriedly shared images of the chaos on social media, with nature's turmoil had turned every road and alley into white, ice-blanketed painting. The hail blanketed every street and alley of the residents here. Parked cars along the road suddenly became victims of nature, with windshields unable to withstand the storm's might. Reports from Storm SA said the sharp hailstones were often formed by colliding, clumping, and freezing stones into unique shapes. As the evening dusk descended, the southern skies over Greater Porto Alegre suddenly darkened, as if to open a majestic natural performance. An unusually powerful April storm caused destruction in several districts of Porto Alegre and other cities in the metropolitan area. It quickly became a picture of devastation, with howling winds knocking down rows of ancient trees and rain pouring like waterfalls, flooding Porto Alegre's streets and avenues along with surrounding cities. Giant hailstones became destructive bullets, shattering roofs and glass, sowing fear into hundreds of households. People should be cautious going outside in these conditions. Storm Norma made landfall on Saturday as Category 1 hurricane along the Baja California coast of Mexico, bringing powerful waves and heavy rainfall. Norma strengthened slightly and caused significant rainfall after being downgraded to a tropical storm on Sunday as it moved on to the Mexican mainland, while Hurricane Tammy left the island of Barbuda in the Caribbean with minor damage. Forecasters monitoring closely have their eyes on a tropical low-pressure system located 1,800 miles to the southeast. The storm made landfall about 25 kilometers northwest of the resort city of Cabo San Lucas on the Baja California coast and gradually weakened as it approached the mainland. Norma was once a Category 4 hurricane, but had significantly weakened beforehand. The peninsula received at least 4 inches of rainfall over the past few days. The The National Hurricane Center reports that Norma has brought a total of 18 inches of rainfall, causing urban flooding and flash flooding, along with landslides in higher terrain areas. Heavy rainfall and flooding will continue through the weekend. Dangerous rip currents and life-threatening conditions will impact the southwestern and west central coasts of Mexico, as well as the Baja California Sur in the coming days. Norma is currently moving northeast at a speed of 9 kilometers an hour with sustained winds of up to 110 kilometers an hour. A weather station reported winds exceeding 90 miles per hour with maximum gusts of 107 miles per hour. Retail centers near the coast have been closed due to the severe weather. We provide information to those currently in the midst of a storm, as well as to our viewers to understand the level of danger posed by natural disasters in order to prepare for hurricanes and floods. Everyone is encouraged to share any information they have about these events in the comments section below. Thank you.
Oh, you already got this angle?
Continuing with Storm Norma in Los Cabos, trees have fallen and blocked some streets, but there is no major damage. Tourists are beginning to appear, with some intending to leave. However, to the north, no flights are departing from La Paz, the capital of Baja California Sur. The airport remains closed due to excessive rainfall. Flooding, along with debris, dirt, trash, has overflowed onto many highways, leading to the closure of multiple city entrances. Security forces are deployed throughout the area to search for those in need of assistance, according to the commander of the Navy Region 4 in La Paz. In the city's bay, 400 people are still on the ferry that transported them from the Sonora to Baja California and got caught in the storm. They have been able to disembark from the ferry because the port is still closed. The government of Baja California Sur has not reported any fatalities, but mentioned that an injured tourist from Argentina was noted. Morgado stated that the primary damage was to boats, with 3 of them sinking. The Mexican Navy has deployed 5,000 Marines to the states affected by Norma with ships, helicopters, trucks, food, water, and medical aid. Coastal communities have experienced strong winds, bending palm trees, along with heavy rain and gusty winds. Coastal flooding and tidal surges have been reported during the storm. Areas near the coast prone to flooding will also see large and dangerous waves, along with significant localized rainfall. Authorities are deploying pumps in low-lying areas to help protect infrastructure and minimize road closures. The government encourages the use of wider roads for shelter during the worst impacts. The storm Norma has now become the latest tropical depression in the east. The National Hurricane Center in the Pacific reports that Tropical Depression 18 is located approximately 530 miles south-southeast of Acapulco, Mexico, and sustained winds of up to 35 miles an hour and some gusts higher. Tropical Depression 18 is moving northward at about 2 miles per hour. This marks the third significant storm to make landfall in Mexico within 2 weeks. Now, last week, 2 people lost their lives when Hurricane Lydia hit the western states of Jalisco and Nayarit. Afterwards, it is predicted that the storm Norma will pass through Mexico with some potential impact on Texas next week, although by that time the storm is expected to be in a post-tropical state and the primary concern will be likely heavy rainfall. The impact of Norma on the United States largely depends on the weakening of the jet stream in the eastern Pacific moving towards the northwest Pacific.
Jesus Christ.
The storm system is forecasted to make landfall in Oregon next week and then move southward, potentially approaching Texas at the same time as the remnants of Norma. Depending on the timing, the 2 storm systems may merge and exacerbate the potential for flooding impact. In a worst-case scenario, if the 2 storms combine, the total rainfall could be significant, potentially leading to flooding conditions, and most severe impacts might be felt in Texas. If Norma continues on its path without merging, some areas in southern and central Texas could see up to 3 inches of rain, which could largely benefit the state due to drought conditions. However, if it does merge with the approaching system, the total rainfall could exceed 4 inches in some areas across Oklahoma, Kansas, and Texas. While Texas could use the rain, excessive and rapid rainfall can be hazardous due to the state's drought conditions. As of Friday, 7% of Texas is experiencing exceptional drought and most severe drought level according to the U.S. Geological Survey. Drought can exacerbate flood risk. If the ground is too dry, sometimes it has a hard time absorbing the water and it just washes away.
Kita niyo yung van. Kita niyo yan, bumalagpag na sa poste. Babasa na ako.
While researching hurricanes and floods, we unexpectedly came across some documentary videos related to the 2009 flood in the Philippines. The local government of Marikina City rang the alarm bells for the third and final time when the Marikina River reached a height of 18 meters early in the morning of September 26th, amidst heavy rainfall caused by Super Typhoon Katsana. The residents had to evacuate quickly to designated places for safety. The tropical storm Katsana, the second most destructive tropical storm in the 2009 Pacific typhoon season, caused $1.15 billion in damage and resulted in the loss of 665 lives. If you'd like to express your feelings about this video or you have some personal stories to share, please let us know by putting your comments or experiences in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to watch the best and latest videos from us.